question. Well, with the related finance company, that does come into a compliance issue with sales getting involved into the collections part of it, because it's a privacy thing. Right, is that right?
Yes, it can.
Is that correct? Okay, okay.
You just gotta be aware of that, yes.
Okay.
Ownership of the loan.
Exactly.
Retail stock contract.
If you do go down the centralized underwriting path, do you guys have any experience of what kind of metrics you would, for staffing
Did
purposes?
y'all hear that? He's asking about centralized underwriting.
Yeah, centralized underwriting, or do your groups have any ratios of, hey, these number of sales or this size of book of business translates to needing a full-time underwriter or 2 underwriters?
It's usually by the number of applications that you're getting. So you're gonna have to take a look at what your traffic counts are and take a look at, I mean, a good underwriter should be able to effectively work through an application if it's a complete application. Let me throw that caveat out there. But if you've got a pay stub or a driver's license and some of that stuff there, an underwriter should be able to underwrite a deal in about half an hour. So if you take a look at that, you know, you could do 16 a day, possibly 22 working days. They could hold 300. In theory, they could do 300. Obviously, there's going to be days more and less. Good underwriters can underwrite 3 deals at a time. So, again, a true metric, no. But about every half hour, you should be able to turn a deal. So that would be kind of a number to take a look at if you're looking at that. If you're looking at 10 or 12 applications a month, obviously, no, you don't need one. You get to that 100, 4 or 5 a day, and it's probably time to find somebody to start moving into that full-time position.
Yeah, and I think, I can't really debate that, other than one thing that I think I see a lot of, and I know some of this was the Jim DeBoe method, the J.D. Byrider method out there, was to have professional underwriters, 1, 2, 3, 4 per store. And my personal experience was, at our peak, we were doing 1,200 retail sales a month, looking at 3,000 applications, and I only had 2 underwriters. I had 12 verifiers. Because really you know, as Brent said, how many deals can him and I look at if they're complete in front of me, filled out on the worksheet, stamp, stamp, stamp. I mean, it's really easy, the verification process. And so I just want to shy away from heavy hitters when it comes to salary, because we can look at lots and lots of deals as long as you have a process in there. And the verification process, which you haven't mentioned on this, is, to me, it's vital that we verify before they leave.
So, who verifies the verifiers?
Verify. You know, it's funny you mention that, because that was a discussion that we had this week in Oklahoma City, and certainly it matters if you're selling 20 cars a month or 300 or 400 cars a month. In a 20-car-a-month operation, shame on the dealer for not doing audits. You know, the great thing about it, you're selling 20 cars in 26 selling days. Like Bobby, if we come in there on a Monday morning, I should be able to see the weekend deals in 30 minutes on my desk. It's not an all-day event. And just, you know, how deep am I getting? I'm not going to go in there and call the references to verify. I'm just going to look for the telltale signs of corner cutting.
And you can get feedback from your collection department, obviously,
Oh,
if you talk with them, because they'll tell you, hey, these job numbers weren't any good. You're going to hear this. You guys hear this. Those of you that are collectors, the references are never any good, are they? No matter what. Every time we call them, they didn't know them. It's the wrong number. And I agree with Chuck. There's got to be some sort of an auditing function there that every now and then pulls out a deal. It just goes back and makes the phone calls, but not somebody that's going to spend 8 hours a day doing it. I had, again, back when I worked for a living, we had full underwriting department, 6 full-time underwriters and a senior underwriter selling 1,000 cars a month. When those deals came back in, one of the other underwriters audited the deals of the other. So when the deal came back in, if I underwrote the deal, then Alan would be the one that audited that deal to make sure that I got the steps and do some phone calls on it, so they weren't auditing their own. And then we relied heavily on the feedback from our collectors out in the field to say, hey, is this information still good? I mean, a week into this, they miss a payment, is that phone number good? And if it's not, we get that feedback from them.
Down payment, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Should the underwriter be involved in the first payment default?
Say that again?
Should the underwriter department be involved in the first payment default?
Shouldn't be.
You want to
I'll start with that. You know, because
Let's
I
talk about repeating the question.
yeah, the question is,
Should the underwriting department be involved in collections as far as the first payment is concerned?
or held accountable for first payment.
Or first payment defaults?
I think it comes down to the premise that is the underwriting that caused the first payment default, which I am not a believer. I'm not a believer that people went out there and said, wow, we missed that one so bad, that guy just never wanted to pay us. He just wanted to take the car and leave. What I do believe, Pablo, is that we didn't close that deal very well on the sales side, and we darn sure didn't open the deal very well on the finance side. So that's what, I mean, first payment defaults, customers don't normally, everyone has one out of every 100 or 200. Normally, customers don't come in, drive a car, come down, fill out an application, tell me who all their friends and family are, let me put a GPS device on the car, then say, oh, by the way, I'm never going to pay you. That's not really how they live okay? What happens is they didn't understand, and for your world, how many times have customers, what percent of your customers have been through buy here, pay here, or lease here, pay here before? And I'll tell you, I can tell you in the South, it's a stunning effect. If you go to my lot today, someone will walk on the lot, look at the car and go, how much is that payment gonna be with a late fee?
That closes it. Well, I was closing the deal with the contract. Just so I know, how much is my payment late fee gonna be? Don't think we're gonna put a little red X on that one, go, we're gonna be calling this guy, just so you know.
I mean, and it just comes down to their experience has been, they're not gonna pick it up right away. So, and I just wanna say, my strategy is always, don't let there be first payment defaults. Don't hope there aren't gonna be any, don't let them do it.